Hi, I'm Alexis.
And I'm Hamsata.
And I'm Jeanine, and you're listening to WKNC 88.1 FM HD1 Radio.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome.
From Jeanine.
What?
Welcome.
How'd you like the first episode from us being back so far?
This is our first episode recording back since we've been back for the new school semester. So I feel like I have a whole new perspective for a lot of different things, including stuff we previously talked about in the podcast. There's stuff I said, I just want to put that out there. There's stuff I said, I do not feel that way anymore.
Me too.
That is not me.
And I think that's the beauty of growth, you know, like things that happened a little bit ago, you don't feel the same way now. And I definitely agree, like some of those things that were said doesn't necessarily affect me now, but it reflects a part of you, you know?
It did. It just sucks that like people listen to that and they think that's who I am now.
Well, I think people just need to understand, like, people
evolve.
grow. Yeah. So what they were yesterday is not how they're going to be today.
Period.
Okay. And those were a few months ago. So that's even a larger period to, like. But the lesson has not been learned yet. I think I'm in the process of learning it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm always in the process.
Yeah,
I think
that's
I'm
all that
definitely in the
matters.
process. I picked up some things that I know I don't want to do next time, you know?
Period.
Like,
No repeats.
No repeats.
As for me and myself,
Mhm.
I didn't learn it over summer. I'm learning it now because I did such go. Like, I literally was taking 5-hour bus rides to get to my job and to come back. Like, that is a lot over the summer.
That's a lot.
And then I'm also working. And then I had 2 jobs. So I had to wake up at like 5 a.m. to get the job done and then go straight to the bus ride and go get the other job done. It was just a lot going on over summer. And then after I finished my job, I went back home for a week. And that entire week, I slept about 80% of the day. To the point my mom was like, "Why are you sleeping so much? Are you pregnant?" I said, "No, girl. I'm not pregnant. I'm not pregnant. I'm not
Mom
pregnant.
will do that to you.
I'm not pregnant." She was looking at me like, "Baby? I said, no, baby. No. But lesson I learned is just to love myself more and take care of myself. Because now, because I'm still on go. Like, I was listening to all the clubs that I have. Why am I involved in 6 activities that require, and I also have 30 hours max of a job each week? Like, I'm doing way too much.
You are.
Thank you. No, but I'm doing way too much. And I've just learned, like, to love myself.
You need to cut something, Jeanine. You can't keep that up.
But also keep in mind, like, I'm doing this because when I go abroad in summer, when I go abroad in the spring semester, y'all not gonna catch me.
Yeah.
I will be living it up in the UK. No job, no responsibility, nothing.
I really want that for you.
No, for real.
Yeah, have a little bliss vacation.
No, I will, because I've literally
have minimum requirements. I mean, like,
no,
studies,
yeah,
but that's
I'm
it.
not playing.
Explore too.
Yeah. Oh no,
Enjoy.
I'm gonna
trust
send you
me.
places for you to visit for me.
I'm done. No,
Like,
do it.
The speakeasy in this small town. I'm gonna need you to
I've
go there
been
and tell me how
wanting
it
to
looks.
go to one of
The
those.
speakeasy.
That
Speakeasy.
It's like a secret bar, so a lot of times they'll look like grocery stores, whatever. And
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And then they have like a little show.
There's like a
or something
black-owned
like
one.
Ooh, weird.
I don't. It's in the U.S. Yeah. What's it called? I think Miracle Watts or something. She had her baby shower in one, or like a birthday party in
I don't
one.
know who that lady
Yeah, I was
is.
about to say, who is that?
You know P Valley?
I've seen
Yes, I know
P Valley.
She plays Red
never
Bone or
watched it,
something.
so-
Oh, okay.
Well, when I say I've
But
seen
she's on
it,
P Valley.
Right,
I see the ad
The ad,
snippets.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm done.
Yeah, it's on my watch list, but
I do need to watch P Valley. But yeah, I've just learned that little things such as like for example, when I go back to my apartment after this, there will be a nice little sweet note for myself that says, "I appreciate you so much," waiting for me on my board. And there is my clothes laid out and a little lotion for my little feety feets and my little handsy hands, so I can, just take care of myself. And I'm playing the music. I already lit the lights, not lit the lights, but I have the lights ready to be switched on when I get back. Like, I'm not playing about self-care this semester because I need it. I have no other choice.
Like, I've never you're on it.
For sure.
That sounds nice as hell.
It's
yeah,
so, and
you got it planned out. Ooh, I know. A clean room.
This is what I'm saying. I come back to a meal ready to be like.
You didn't lie, Jeanine.
a meal ready to go. Like, I'm not playing by myself because I need it. I will crash at this point if I don't get it together.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Very scary.
Okay, get into the thick of the episode. We talking about growth today, y'all, if y'all haven't noticed. First question out the bat. When it comes to your preference on growth, y'all like rapid growth, y'all like slow growth? How do you like to go about like forcefully growing yourself? Like, does that make sense?
I know what you mean.
For sure.
Like, do you like that rapid, like, quick growth, or do you want to ease into it? Do you like being stagnant for a while? Like, what do you feel works best for you in growing the most effective?
I'll be honest, like, I don't usually have to force myself to grow. God be doing that for me. Like, he just be throwing me and stuff, and they be like, well, here we go again. I don't know. I wouldn't say I have a preference. I would say whatever God wants is what usually happens. But, yeah.
Yeah. To piggyback on Jeanine, I feel like growth just happens, and it's a process. I never intentionally put myself in a phase of growth. I feel like it just happens. Also, me as a person, I just like growth and involvement in general.
So do you feel like you purposely push that on yourself, though, even though you're not doing it necessarily for an agenda?
Oh, you mean like, do you put yourself in places
to grow?
I see what you're saying.
I think for sure, because I like learning, like just receiving information and just knowing stuff and just being a better person in general, just being able to be a better me than another day.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, that's just something I'm interested in general. So yeah, I'm definitely always putting myself in a place of growth.
Only if y'all know what was going on behind the scenes. Only if y'all knew.
Yes.
I think I lost track of my words.
I lost track of the conversation. That got me. But
sorry.
Nah, you good.
But yeah, that's growth.
Yeah, that's recently, I think like maybe the past 2 months, this has been coming up a lot with me in conversations where I'm telling people how I've noticed, especially now that like there's a lot more distance between the people, like when it comes to the people that I'm surrounding myself with, there's more distance between where we are now in life and like high school. And I've started picking this up while I was in high school with my upperclassmen friends. People get stuck. Like, there's people I genuinely have seen, and I'm like, I have seen no growth in you in like 4 years.
Oh, no, I see what you mean.
Yes.
Like same attitude, same perspective on life and everything.
And I can tell they're stuck, and it like breaks my heart, but I can tell they're stuck because there's like little like markers that set it off for me. Like, there's certain people that like I will see, and I used to be friends with them, I used to be cool with them, whatever. They cannot get out of the past because they are still stuck there. They're still in that same place mentally in their head. So maybe something happened, like we had a good moment, something, whatever, an experience happened where we were both involved in. And that is the only conversation they will bring up, or they will bring up that conversation every single time I see them.
Oh.
And it starts to drain me after a while. Like, bro, this happened, like, I had somebody do that to me, and the stuff literally happened 5 years ago, and it was like the smallest little thing. And like when they were bringing it up to me, I was like, actually, I forgot that happened. Like, I didn't know what else to say. And it's just like they were just so stuck in that period of time. They have not changed since that period of time. And like seeing that, it's just so devastating for me, especially when it comes to friends, because I'll see the potential in them. Like, I take people as they are, but I can still see the potential in you. And when I see like that you're striving for that potential, especially when something gets in their way, like either family troubles, money troubles, whatever it is, and then they just become stagnant, like it's so heartbreaking for me that sometimes it's hard for me to be their friend, because I'm just so torn up over the fact that they just cannot get past this barrier and they are just stuck in the same place. And like mentally, I'm like, are they gonna be stuck in this place forever?
You know, better than me. You are so better than me. At that point, bye. Why are we friends? I very much believe that you outgrow people, and I'm not afraid to be like,
no question.
I'm not afraid to outgrow a friendship.
Right.
Bye, sis. Like, it's been fun. I could care less at that point. But it's so sad, like, when I see people like that. But I'm ready to leave. Like, if you keep on bringing something that happened, like, 5 years ago, like, girl, ain't nothing more important happened in these past 5 years that you could bring up. Like, come on, sis.
Yeah. And, like, they just live in the same day over and over. And, like, even that thought alone is so scary to me. Like,
it definitely is.
A routine. Like, routines can be very healthy, especially for, like, the vast majority of people. Routines are very healthy. But there is still diversity in your day, diversity in your thoughts, et cetera, et cetera. These people are stuck in the same day. What's that movie? where the days keep repeating.
I know what you're talking
I
about.
know
I
that-
just don't know the name.
That joke,
The Black-
Fearless Bueller's Day Off. I never watched the movie.
I don't know the
Is that the movie
name,
I'm
but I
trying-
know what
Is
you're
that
talking about.
Christmas
They know what we're talking about. We don't got name
Isn't
nothing.
that
it
what the
Black?
movie's called?
Isn't it a black
don't even
movie?
know.
It doesn't have black people. It's like a black movie.
Don't have
I'm not gonna lie. I don't
Marlon
remember the
Wayans or
specifics.
something.
Marlon-
Regina George.
I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
Yeah, never mind.
Whatever that movie is, y'all know what I'm talking about. That really famous movie. Everybody be like, "That's my favorite movie." Da, da, da. I thought it was White Man, but
Maybe it is. I really don't know.
he lived the same
Jeanine.
day over. He lived the same day over and over. Like that's how I see these people. Like they are literally stuck in the same day, and that's why that information seems so fresh to them to bring up.
Oh.
That's how I know they're stuck. Like they're literally stuck in the time, and they just
Therapy?
cannot get past that.
Therapy?
I don't know what to do. Like I don't know how to personally. I don't know how to interact with somebody at that point.
I feel like honestly, for me, I would just be like, "Hey, here's the situation. Okay, bye," and then kind of just leave because I feel like everybody grows at their own rate, and like
But they're
I'm
doing
not.
it all.
That's what I'm saying. Like it seems like to us, looking on the outset, that they're stagnant,
That's true.
and they
That's
might
true.
be, but I can only say what I can say to help you, and if that's not working, then you're just gonna have to grow at your own rate or not grow or whatever. I feel like God, everybody wants everybody to grow, and you will grow when you want to grow.
Yeah. And not to
Period.
get like
Period.
philosophical with it, but
Here she go.
listen, no,
Here she go.
This is gonna sound, I'm gonna sound like a villain. This is oh my gosh. I don't want to sound like a villain.
Okay, you want to sound like
I
a
said
villain.
But and it's not because I want this for them. I'm just saying as far as how the world functions.
Mm-hmm.
These stagnant people,
Left behind.
no, they keep the world going.
What?
Because of the like difference. Like if everybody was always reaching their full potential at all times, truthfully, that the world would crumble.
I could see that.
I can see it. I mean, I feel like we would be doing
Yeah.
too much.
We'd be doing way too much.
I mean, that's why there's heroes and that's why there's villains and stuff. There's like, there's a balance.
But their balance is not necessarily their villain.
Oh no, I wasn't bringing
Yeah.
that.
But I'm just
Yeah,
saying, like,
okay.
their neutrality
Mm-hmm.
is
So do you think there's people that's constantly going backwards then? If they're neutral, do you think there's people that are going backwards?
I think everybody
Backwards
goes
is
backwards
extreme.
in their
Well,
own.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
In terms of
You could
like,
fall back
but
on
I just
mentalities
mean
like
like
that,
in the
but
sense of
yeah.
like
working full on, just
working backwards, like over time, you're essentially going backwards instead of forward. Because even growth in itself, like, it's
Mhm.
ups and downs, but
Well,
long term, you're going like
it
forward.
depends. I think you can grow into bad things.
yeah, I wouldn't say
So
going
I wouldn't-
backwards. Even
Oh.
if it's a mistake, I feel like you're still going forward
I'm not thinking
because
it's a mistake. I'm thinking like bad habits, bad this, like
that's what I'm
life
saying. Like
changes.
things like that. Like
Oh, okay.
I feel like even with things like that, like you're eventually gonna learn. And every single time you do bad habits or whatever, like you're going to learn from those mistakes. And it might put you in a different position, but I feel like that position is where you needed to be. If God didn't want you to get, I keep on bringing God into this, but if God didn't want you to get there, you wouldn't get there.
That's true. But I also feel like that's overly optimistic because I don't think not everybody learns from that. A lot of people don't learn from like bad habits.
Yeah, they just stay in the cycle.
Yeah. But I'm thinking even like mentally, like say somebody's mentally at like a 15-year-old level, right? And then they grow as a person, When she said go backwards, I'm thinking they have the mentality of a 30-year-old and they start regressing back down to the mentality of a 15.
I was just asking,
like
And
based.
I was,
No.
not even aging, but like as far as like what the general mentality is of a teenager versus. a
Oh,
grown
I've
adult. That's
never
what I'm thinking
seen
about
that
regression.
happen.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like at that point,
Mm-hmm.
that is beyond
Repair.
not beyond repair, but like you need like serious professional help.
Yeah.
I was just asking because based on your like analogy, there's people that grow, people that stay. That means like, what does that other side look like? I just brought that as like an example. I wasn't saying like that was a thing. I just wanted to put a question out there.
There, real
But the
quick.
neutral people, I don't know how to sound this without sounding like a villain. Okay, when I say this, please, y'all, I'm not trying to be a villain because I want to help these people,
Well, yeah.
but they are used to the benefit of the people who are reaching their potential.
Being around them.
Not being around them, like literally used, as in like either for labor, for this, like literally being used.
Oh,
So like
see what
being
I'm saying?
helpers.
I see what you're saying.
Not even helpers, used like tools.
Oh.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, if there's just somebody there, it's like, and then
Yeah.
like you're trying to get somewhere.
And
Like,
that person got a little.
Yeah, like, and that person could be useful in a way that you.
And then you
deem
just
them
like,
useful.
I'm done with you. go on with my business.
That is
obviously,
such a terrible thing.
Whether you're, that's what I'm saying. That's why I say I feel like I sound like a villain, and I feel like it more matters on how you treat that person.
Oh, I see.
Not
even that, but like, I see what you were saying about like they make the world go around.
Yeah, because you need those people, like the people who are reaching their fullest potential. Like nobody can reach their fullest potential alone.
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't think I wouldn't. The thing is, like, I wouldn't say that they're stagnant or they're regressing. I wouldn't say any of that.
I wouldn't say regressing, but some people, I don't know. I haven't lived long enough to see if that stagnant mindset, how long it sticks. But for some people, I've definitely seen it stick for multiple years.
Mm-hmm. I think because I've never seen it, like, and it's very hard to explain right now. Yeah. I can't conceptualize it in my head.
It's hard. It's hard to physically like what. Especially, I've had a couple of friends it's like happened to. And it just broke my heart, but I just couldn't speak to them anymore because we're literally talking in circles.
Like the same thing is like childish. Is that what you're saying?
I don't think it's necessary.
Just wherever they are at, they are stuck there. So literally,
like they hold on to a certain moment.
Not even holding on; they're still living that moment. Like they're literally stuck.
Oh, is it like? Go ahead, because you might have better than me.
No, I was going to say, an example would be like, is it like people who be like, oh, high school was the best years of my life. And then when they meet people from high school, yeah, but everybody else has like moved on, accomplished other things, etc., etc. But they're just talking about high school every time, even though they're like in that,
that's
they
even
should be.
Mindset is too.
Yeah.
Like, high school was my glory days. I've done stuff since then. Like literally their mindset is still in high school.
Yeah.
Like, high school was the best time of their life and they're still stuck in that mindset.
Like they move like they're in high school?
I guess because they're stuck in there.
I'm thinking more mentally where you are
than like
mental growth than what you've done in the world, what achievements you've done in the physical world. More of like, how are you thinking? Have you grown your thought process? Have you expanded your mind? Like people not expanding their minds. So then they get stuck in the same conversations because they've already explored their whole realm of what they have brought into themselves.
I feel like because I'm so tired, when you said it, you dumbed it down. I'm like, okay, I got it. Then you asked some philosophical and now I'm looking at you like, Alexis, for what?
Oh,
you had me and you lost me. What? I see what you're saying. Okay. Like I see what Hamsata was talking about. I think it's like the mentality thing. I think that's where you confuse. Like I get like somebody's still living in that moment because that's like what they had or like that's all they had going on.
Yeah.
Was that what you were saying?
Basically.
Essentially, yeah.
So when you're having a conversation with these people, that's all they can talk about.
So it's like, I remember when we were in da-da-da-da-da.
Yes.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I don't know if you've
ever seen, there's like a tier system for conversation. You have like the baseline conversation, and then baseline is like, you know, whether this, that, like
small talk.
It's what happening in the present. That's what it is. Like baseline conversation is present, and then level 2 is like dissecting the past, looking back at the past, and then level 3 is talking about things in the future. Wait, there's some people who you cannot have a conversation about the future or philosophical things or things outside.
Oh, because they're so stuck at
because they are so stuck in the past.
I was about to say, I was like, is that me? But no, I definitely get to the future.
No, yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
We would not be having. I'm sorry to say, we would not be having a podcast together if I didn't have a level 3 conversation, Jeanine.
That's very true.
I'm sorry. Nobody can be stuck at level 2 and have a podcast that's gonna go anywhere.
Very true.
You can't just keep stuck because when you're stuck in the past, like if they're stuck there, that means they have nothing else. In my head, how I'm seeing it, there's nothing else going on in their present.
For them to
so that's why they keep cycling through the same things over and over and over because that's all their mind is like. That's where their mind is constantly.
That really is.
They're not thinking past that.
If this is you and you're listening, we're rooting for you.
We are. Ooh, I don't know if they're self-aware.
Oh,
that's a whole other conversation.
Because I know for a fact some of these people aren't self-aware. Yeah.
And
Jeanine
Ikekhua.
And like something I wanted to bring up was with growth. I feel like I never really realized I've grown until I take time to look back. Yeah. So I feel like when you're in the process of growth, you don't really see it. You see
day by day.
And you know,
something traumatic happens. Sometimes
yeah,
be happening, and you're like, the next day, I'm a whole new person.
Yeah, because like definitely, I feel like in order to grow, like you were saying earlier, like reflection is very important. Because if you don't take that time to see where you're at, assessing like what you've done, what you want to continue, what you want to stop and stuff, that also allows growth. But for you to also see the growth that's already like occurred. So I think reflection is just as important.
Are you good, Jeanine?
Yeah, just realizing I'm gonna need to go do some reflection.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm glad you realized that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I love reflecting. I want to do like a little
Like,
episode
every
about
day?
the art of reflection. Not every day. It's not an everyday
I
thing.
would cry if I had to reflect
No,
every day.
not every day. Because like it's heavy, especially if you're really taking in everything. It's a
But
lot.
it's also not bad to reflect because a lot of people who do journaling and stuff like that.
Yeah, I
I
was
do
gonna say it depends how
journaling.
deep you reflect. Because if you like do like I guess more like
Because I
casual
can't do day
things.
by day. My memory is shot.
Yeah.
See, I do that.
And that's a way of reflection because when you journal, you're like talking about things, or
Yeah.
putting stuff out. Well, it depends how you journal, to be honest. But yeah.
So
Sorry.
No, you're good. No, I was trying I don't process things y'all know my mind is it's all over the place. So
me and you
I-
both.
Yeah, all of us.
No, you're not wrong.
no. But my mind can't process things I be moving too fast and I just be doing things day by day and I just be doing it and doing it and getting it done and doing it and sorry y'all. So I journal.
Done.
Doing it and doing it and getting it done. Doing it. And okay. So I just I journal and put everything on the journal. Because I have my journal going back to 2017. So yeah, it goes back to 2017.
Actually, I have
August 28th, 2017.
I have a journal that's I don't know if it's 2017. At least 2018 though, but it was my church journal, my small group journal.
Yeah.
And when I go back and look at those things, I'm like, dang, I kind of
you're a dummy. I be I'm a dummy. What was I thinking?
It was stuff I was just so much better at constantly reflecting and trying to push myself forward as a person. I was more focused on that then, because now I'm so focused on academics, projects, this, that, the third.
And I
Back
think
then, I had so much more time.
Yeah.
I would literally sit in my room, look out a window, and just think for 3 hours straight.
Oh.
I used to really just sit down and I would get deep in it, and that's how I learned who I was as a person too. Because I would literally sit down and I would just give myself a bunch of scenarios how would I respond in this situation? How do my feelings feel about this? What is my opinion on this? And that's how I really figured out, that's why I know myself very well. Because I took a lot of time to really sit down, ask myself 1,000,000,002 questions. So that's why I feel I know my responses. I know how I react. I know this, that, the third. I know what's best for me. But I've also changed a lot since then. And I haven't done as much reflection as I used to. So I feel there's stuff that I don't know about myself anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I especially can see that through some of my actions. Because I'm this is something I would have never done before.
What are you doing, Alexis, for?
This is something I would have never done before. Now.
Hold on now.
What's going on? It goes anything from small stuff to big stuff. It's just and sometimes I be having these epiphanies in the moment of things. I can be in the middle of a conversation or in the middle of whatever.
Oh.
And I'm how did I get here? Based on how my trajectory was the last time I reflected on this particular topic, I'm on the whole other side. How did we get here? But then I'm so busy with project this, project that. I'm not sitting down and figuring out how did I even get over here? How do I reroute? Do I want to stay on this path? What path am I trying to go on? What is my end goal? This, that, the third. I just used to take hours out of my day, sit down, reflect. I don't do that anymore. I want to get back to it. I know realistically with the college schedule, I can't sit down for 3 hours and look outside my window or whatever. My window's nice. My view's nice. That's besides the point,
It's so nice.
You saw Lexi's place?
Yeah, I saw
Jeanine
Lexi's
came over
place.
for the first time.
For 5 minutes.
Earlier today.
Yeah, it was for 5 minutes.
But yeah, I can't, that would be such a great, you know how bad, I be waking up in the mornings, I look at the Dan Allen parking lot, and I just want to go outside. It'd be 7 in the morning when I wake up. I want to go outside, go up there, and just lay down and just reflect.
No, yeah, bring the journals, and if y'all want music, get a little have some light, just very light
Very
snacks.
light.
Yeah, because it's early in the morning. Honestly, I would get tea.
I don't want it to distract me because I want to.
Yeah, that's what I was more focused. I want to be journal, good, chip. No, we should be able to be there, just some little light snacks and just chill and just. I want to watch. I used to watch the sunrise and sunset with my friend.
Yeah,
I want to do that again.
I used to watch it by myself, but
Lexi said, I could ask somebody potentially.
Y'all cool enough, I guess. But yeah, I just miss doing stuff like that, and I feel more people need to do that. Even these people who I feel grow rapidly, have very expanded minds. This, that, the third. It's not the fact that they aren't growing; it's the fact that you could be growing more if you do this. You know what I mean?
But I mean, also, I feel for me in my mind, I'm just you do you, I do me. I can only say so much to help, but that is what it is.
That's true. It's just because anytime if I meet somebody and I have them around me, even if we're not friends, just being like in circles with me, that like I want to see the best for you.
I mean, that makes sense. You a good person.
Yeah, I was about to say, Lexi, you be out here like trying to like help people.
Yeah, for me, if I help you and like you're like I'm not having it, well, I try my best. There's nothing I can do at that point.
No, I don't think it takes a lot for me to give up on somebody. Like it takes
I feel like you actively help people. I think for me it's a little bit more passive. It's like I meet you when I meet you, and then when I talk to you, I like doing what I can, you know, and then that's it, and then I'm gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I do. And it's never like anything intentional or anything, but you know,
I feel like
you have a little good time and leave.
I feel like I'm all in. Who was it? Somebody was telling me like I'm either all in or I don't give a damn about something.
It might have been us. We've definitely had conversations like that.
Yeah, I was about to say, you've definitely said that friendships. You said your friendships and stuff. Like how?
Oh, I was talking more. Well, not even friendship.
That's a scenario where you said all in or nothing.
Yeah. I feel like I do the same thing with like helping people. Like I'd be intensive at first, like what do you need? How can I help you? And then after a while, it's like, okay, this has been fun. You should be good now. Come to me if you need something, but I'm going to back off now.
No, I'll be wanting to stick it through for everybody the whole way, but I don't have time for that. Mm-mm. And then I'll push my own stuff away.
Ooh, that's insane.
See, I never do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's insane.
Okay, actually, I do because I've stayed up like all hours of the. I literally stayed up with my friend till like 5.
You're not wrong, but yeah, but it's like somebody I really like Lexi. It's like anybody.
Literally anybody.
Nah, you gotta be like up there,
right? Anybody come at me, I'm like, whatever you need. Whatever you need, I got you right now.
See, this spot. People might not like this, but I'm like this towards other Nigerians.
No, that you want to see your people succeed.
Not even just that. It's just like I've learned that like since I've been in America, like you know those cultural things that you just like pick up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like one thing that I've learned is that like some people, like a lot of people, don't move like that. Do you see what I'm saying?
As in, like, trying to get stuff done, like being on their P's and Q's, like.
Yeah. Or, like, they just don't want help. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, like, I just kind of do my own thing.
Like or people want African-American culture, and it's ingrained in that culture, too.
Oh. Or I feel like...
It is, because I hear the same thing about, like, different Caribbeans, like Bajans back home, like, saying a lot of stuff about African Americans and them being lazy, them being this.
It's not even being lazy. I just feel like it's not even. Honestly, I'm not gonna say just African Americans because I don't think it's just African Americans. I don't think it's like.
You think it's non-Nigerians?
Not even. I'm not going.
That's okay. Be real. Be real.
No, first of all, don't put words in my mouth.
Okay.
Number one, I don't think that it's non-Nigerian. I think it's just like because I'm most comfortable with my culture and with Nigeria, I feel more comfortable with them because I know them better because I've been with them for so long.
Yeah,
but like I'm still adjusting towards being in America. Mm-hmm. I've just noticed that a lot of people that I've interacted with, it might not be the same for other people that I'm going to meet in my life who are from America, but I've just noticed that a lot of people just look out for themselves, and I've learned that that's kind of like, I wouldn't say it's a cultural thing, but
it is.
I would say
definitely American thing.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a well-known thing. Like, that's a very American thing. Like, a lot of other cultures are very community.
And I think more specifically...
I always put myself first.
And I think more specifically, like, the newer generations. I think, like, more, like, back in the day, you hear, like, older generations saying that we used to be more tight-knit as a community. And I think that's kind of been lost as, like, the generations have evolved, at least from what I've seen and people have said. I mean, obviously, I don't know what that looks like.
That's like a seesaw thing. Like, yes, maybe you've gotten less close, but also you've become more accepting because they were also way more niche in who they were being.
Oh, that's very true.
That's true.
But people still look out for themselves. So no, Lex, you are a great person because I would never do that for a lot of people. Like I gotta be sure.
No, I ain't even gotta be sure.
That's crazy.
Like, we're gonna try. We're gonna try to get this right. Yeah, especially if I feel like I have something to bring that they don't already have in their life. I'm gonna definitely try and bring that for them.
Definitely try, but like I feel like
die there.
Like instead of overextending myself, I'll just like, squeeze in when I can.
Yeah. I'll go. But that's the other thing though, like once you've lost me, you lost me.
No, me too.
Once you've lost me, you lost me. Like I will try so hard And there's only been a couple people I can think of who has lost me in that way of being supportive.
Mm-hmm.
Because even when I start getting to breaking points, I will let the person know, I'm like, hey, I want you to know when it comes to this situation, I can no longer be empathetic because you are not listening to my advice and you are like repeatedly doing the same bad actions. I can't be empathetic towards the outcomes anymore because it's expected. And I'll let them know that.
Period.
And they still might talk to me about it, but they just know I'm just going to sit there and be quiet because anything that comes out of my mouth after that is going to be rude.
No, I feel that.
But do you think sometimes people need to hear the rude things? Like a rude awakening?
Yes, I'll be rude the one time, but after that, I'm going to just be silent. Like, you can keep venting, but this is just a venting now. Don't ask for my advice because I've already given it to you.
So it's like no new advice is going to be given. It's just going to be the same thing. Yeah.
Why you need a new one?
See, I'm not even going to speak. I feel like from my face, you can tell, like, don't talk to me. Or, like, I've had it. I'm done with you.
Don't talk to me.
Or get it together. I think I'm very expressive with my face.
No, me too. This is why I liked masks.
You liked what?
Masks.
Oh, no, yeah, because I be in class like, that ugly looking. She brought that ugly looking. No, I'm just saying. I be in class like, it smells up in here. Who farted? Like, I'll just be like, everything is going left. And then, like, all you can see from my mask is.
Yeah.
But behind the mask, I'm dying.
I just feel like sometimes my face express things that I don't want to be expressed for other people to see. And, the mask covered it up.
I don't know if I feel that way. Sometimes I wish it wasn't as expressive, but at the same time, I feel like I'm so accepting about a lot of those situations where people are talking to me about certain stuff.
Yeah.
That my face is more giving like thought than like my knee-jerk reaction. And my knee-jerk reaction is like nasty, like we're gonna talk it through, but if it's still nasty after that, you gotta fix something.
You're the problem.
You are what's the problem. You have to fix something. But even with the what you were saying, Jeanine, about like the people here versus Nigeria, like I feel like environment plays a huge role in growth. A lot of times there's like those quotes where it's like you can't grow in the same environment that puts you down, kind of thing. Especially when it comes to like people who have like gone through depression and stuff like that, like moving environments. I know for some it's more triggering because of anxiety and other things. But at the same time, removing yourself from that environment, which doesn't necessarily mean let's move to a different state, different country. Yeah. It means removing yourself from the environment, including the people you're around, the habits you're doing.
Oh, yes. Drop people.
Yeah.
Jeanine is a big fan of dropping people.
Okay, don't say like that. No. Act like, I still have the same friends that I've had my entire life. They are still my friends. But you're not afraid to drop somebody that needs to be dropped. Oh, for sure. If you're ruining... First of all, if you're not... Let me not even say like that. If you are preventing me from being the best version of myself, or you are taking more energy from me, or something has happened in that situation, or I've deemed you not worthy enough of my time, I'm going to let you go. Bye.
And that's what people need to do more of.
Yeah, protect your energy.
I feel like the biggest thing is people want to take that so personal. And sometimes it's not personal. Sometimes you're a great person. You're like just
not great for me.
Exactly. How we are together is just not good for me. So when I need to drop you, like, I just hate having people think that it's personal or, like, I don't like them or this, that, the third. Like, that just, it breaks my heart.
See,
So
I don't
sometimes
really
I
care.
be sticking it out as a push. Sometimes I'll be still in the corner, in the shadows, pop up, say hi, whatever. Even though I'd rather just completely cut it off.
I cut it off.
Then why don't you?
Because I don't want to seem like a dickhead.
See,
put it bluntly, I don't want to seem like a dickhead. I don't want to seem Hollywood. It's not that. It's just like I'm very okay with pushing that stuff. I say I'm very okay, but I'm also saying how I'm not okay with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm like trying to.
Mentally, I'm okay removing myself from situations. It's more of the physically removing myself from a situation.
Especially hard when like they're like so ingrained in your life.
Yes, like in the same environments and stuff like that. It's so hard to remove yourself from environments where you feel like it's mandatory or pushed or like, you know what I mean? Like even when it comes to people in classes and stuff like that, like being in certain classes, being by certain professors, being in a certain whatever, those are harder to remove yourself from, but it's the best thing for you. So it's like, what do? Then you're talking about professional help, and then, your pride gets in the way, or it's too complicated, or, just all the things, especially in the Black community, trying to get professional help for anything that is mentally related. People do not want to do that junk.
They don't.
I feel like we've gotten better though.
We've gotten better,
for
but
sure.
even me, like, I'm a big mental health advocate. I still don't like going out of my way to go talk to somebody about how I'm feeling. When
Okay, no, yeah. Let me be quiet because at first I had you. Now I have myself. No, I agree. Because I be screaming, yeah, therapy. Yeah, let me go. Yeah, you need to talk to somebody, express your feelings. I be keeping it to myself.
And part of it, like, I think I, for the most part, push past my pride part. It's more of, I just feel like it takes a very certain person to really understand how I'm thinking.
I agree.
And because sometimes I can express exactly how I'm feeling so well, and some people can't. When I express how I'm feeling well, people think it's more intense than it is because they think I'm reserving. And I don't like that what you're perceiving my feelings to be. Let me reword that. I don't like, if my feelings are at a 5, just because I expressed it properly at a 5, I don't want you to automatically assume it's a 7. And I don't want us to treat it like it's a 7 because that's going to deter me from ever talking about it again.
No, yeah.
So exaggerating the situation more than what it actually was.
And I understand why, because a lot of people are going to downplay it. But if I'm actually going to go out of my way to express how I'm feeling and it's not a good emotion, that is how I'm feeling. But I know a lot of people don't do that. So I understand why people bump it up a little bit when people are expressing that. But that's just not me. And I feel like it takes a certain person to realize that I'm being so serious. Like, if this is how I say I'm feeling, this is how I'm feeling.
Yeah. My least favorite thing is, like, when you talk to somebody and they be like, man, you being too dramatic. I will punch you in your face. I will punch you in your face.
We do not condone
y'all, peace.
We do not
love,
peace and love and blessings.
One
heart, let's get to
one heart.
Or whatever Bob Marley said. That was not Bob Marley.
Together, be alright. Hear the children crying.
One love.
Hear the children crying.
Let's
that was
get
the children crying.
And be
Okay. Nice.
I love Bob. Shout out to Bob. You said Bob, right? That's your bitch. No,
He's not dead.
because
He's a real
my homie, Bob. Bob, can you see? Love you, Bob.
Oh my God.
I know Bob Marley's rolling in his grapes.
Nah, you said these children right now.
Oh my God.
But no, I agree. I think I have a hard time. I think that's an area that I need to grow in.
Okay.
I have a hard time expressing my feelings to people, just because I feel like nobody's gonna get it.
No one's gonna get it.
Yeah.
No one's gonna get it.
And one thing about me is, like, because I have a hard time, you have to ask questions.
Right.
I have never met anybody in my life who is actually taking the time to be like, Jeanine, tell me about this. And it's like, you can't do it once. It's not like, Jeanine, tell me about it. Because people do that, and then I'll start talking, and then they'll be like, and then we'll move on to something else. I try to segue to something else because, like, I don't want to talk about it. And they'll just go on with that. Yeah. Like, you have to stop me and be like, Jeanine, I want to hear about this. People don't do that. And to me, if you're not going to take the initiative to do that, and you know who I am, and these are the same people that be like, you never talk to me about things that are going on. I'll be like, what do y'all expect?
Because sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I'll be letting my friends segue, but the people I do let segue, it's either because I'm not close to them and I don't know if that's triggering, or I am close to them and I know it's triggering.
The ones that are doing it for me, they know.
Yeah. Because, like, honestly, like, I'm really good now. I'm very comfortable talking about, like, pretty much all my emotions on things with my best friend now. That took...
Oh, best friend.
No, but that took years. It took even years for her to get where I was coming
it takes
from.
a while.
Because I, like, yes, everybody thinks differently.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to sound, like, quirky, kiki, funny. Like, I just do really feel like I'm thinking very differently. Not as much anymore as I used to, but... When I don't know how to, like, it doesn't matter who I explain it to. They also have to hear it from her perspective because she is more of an emotional person.
Mm. Is she like a mediator?
She's not a mediator.
Okay.
We just balance each other out.
Mm.
So we both, like, she used to be, like, super high emotional, and I was literally nothing. Guys, I was a robot. I promise you, I was a robot.
I could see it.
So we've kind of, like, evened out some. So I would still definitely say I'm less emotional than the majority of people.
I agree.
And I don't know if she's maybe slightly above average, but not like
Not slightly
over
above
the
average.
years we've like balanced each other out because my extreme viewpoints on me being like a legit robot have helped calm her down on things, and her viewpoints like because I basically we're gonna get real. I basically one day, I think it was maybe 9th, 10th grade, I had this huge breakdown on the phone with her. And I was basically like, Medina, like, I want to feel. Like, that's how bad it was. I was just like, I want to have emotions like how everybody else is having emotions. Like, I just don't get it. I don't see where people are getting this from. Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, situations that happen, I see people sad, this, that, the third. And I would just think so logically about it. I'm like, I do not understand why people are upset right now. Like, I was just so logical through my thought process and how I was approaching people in, like, situations, And also because of that, though, which I think is a good thing, I did not ever take things personally. And that's part of the reason that I don't get emotional. I just don't take what people do personally.
Were you desensitized to things?
I think something had to happen. And I don't know if I blocked something out in my mind. I don't think anything that bad happened. But I think it's just more when I was growing up, I was just like aggressively independent. And I think it's also just how I am naturally. I think it was the combination, especially because like my sister, she just needed more help with stuff. Not in like a crazy way, but like I was just so independent already as a child. And then on top of that, my sister needed a little extra help. So my parents like directed more of their attention to her when it came with certain things. But it never made me feel sad. I never felt neglected or anything because I just felt so like independent. But I also just like I have a STEM mind. Like I'm secretly one of those weird STEM engineer kids on the inside. You know what I mean?
She said on the inside.
Yeah, I just have great social skills. No,
that is such a diss.
I can say that because I'm an engineer, and that's gonna be my excuse.
My boy.
Yeah.
He got great social skills.
Not all engineers have
No,
social
it's just
skills,
like the stereotype that she's alluding to. Yeah,
And
it's
I
not
know
like
what you mean.
Yeah.
I find Black engineers tend to have better social skills.
Black engineers are just better, period. I'm sorry.
Snaps. Say it again.
Am I lying? Black engineers are just better, period. And as somebody who is currently with one, I stand by my statement.
I know you're gonna be happy to hear that one. Because you've been shit talking me that. I want to be snake stock.
Oh my God. But yeah, I just think that's like, oh my gosh, y'all are losing it. I just have this big breakdown of like I want to like I literally had to train myself to feel more like I was one of those people. I literally could switch off my emotions. Like the second I started feeling.
Welcome to the clubs. Oh, you left the club. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, so you in there?
Oh, yes.
But no,
Oh.
not pushed down. That's
No, I mean like
different.
turn off.
Yes, I was like that. Like literally, I could be having a mental breakdown. Like the
This
worst
is not for the
breakdown.
weak. I feel like I'm
Like,
challenging
I would have
myself.
a horrible, like it could be breakdown. Something crazy could be da-da-da. Like I could be literally about to have a panic attack and just switch it all off.
Oh.
Like I could literally begin to start hyperventilating, switch it off.
I feel that. I feel like I do that more with people. Like if you stress me, I think I do that more so with people. If you
Like
stress,
blocking them out.
like I will, like when they say, like I don't explain, like my brain will block off certain things. If you do something, or if you start. A prime example is if you start stressing me out, and you really stress me out to the point where I'm just like, can you shut up? Like I will just turn it off to the point like when you start talking to me, it's kind of just like, okay, cool. It's like you can start crying in front of me. I'll be like, there's one person to this day that like, if something really bad was to happen, like, I'm talking about really bad, and she came to me, I cannot find it in me to feel anything towards her. Like, I just like, okay. I'm not explaining it.
So are you just fed up and done, or are you switching it off? Because for me, it was like a switch off, and I could switch it back on.
I could switch it back on.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's a mixture of both, but I could.
Hamsata's like, y'all are a sociopath.
No, it's just
I did not say that. I was like,
That's what
no, it's just like when certain things happen, it's kind of just like you
see, this
adapt.
is why I like a mask.
Your whole body, you literally.
That's what I'm saying.
Talking about a mask, y'all.
I'm saying like, girl, a mask would have done nothing.
Shorty literally sat there, laid back, look at us.
Hands up in the air.
Hands up in the air.
Some freeze.
Like,
Girl.
Tell me some mask would save me.
A full body mask.
No.
That's not gonna do you nothing.
No, sis.
But yeah, I got to the point where I can have those conversations with my best friend. I cannot imagine trying to get to that point with like a therapist. Like, I just don't want to go through it. I'm exhausted. I'm
And
tired.
a white one? Oh.
Let's not even bring that into the picture. That was never part of the scenario.
Period.
She was never part of the plan. Or he, or they, you know. But
period.
Yeah, I could.
Black only.
Mm-hmm.
Black per. I'm sorry. Anyways, next question.
Wait. There was 2 things I had to say.
Oh, spit them out.
2 things. One of them. Shit, I forgot it. So I was gonna say, for me, I think you were saying like how you want people to ask you multiple times for you to actually open up and
Not
tell you.
want to, but people have to get it out of me.
Well, yeah. I guess mine is more of a want. I don't like telling people things. For me, it's always like, do you really want to know, or are you asking for common courtesy?
Okay.
So
I see that too.
So then it's
I
like,
never ask out of common courtesy.
Me too. If I don't want to know, I don't give a damn.
How's your day? Like, I want you to go through your whole day
no,
with me.
I do try to
From the
answer
wake up
things
to now.
honestly, but sometimes it's just like, should I really trust you with like everything right now? And it's just like, if you ask one time, you know, and it's like, or even sometimes. Yeah, usually if people I trust, I usually tell them everything. But also on the other end, sometimes I don't ask people repeatedly because I'm like, it's kind of weird. Even though I want to be asked repeatedly, in my head, if I ask somebody like
I'm crying.
Yeah, if I ask like one time and I see like they don't want to, I'm like, okay, cool. You just come to me when you're ready. But like if somebody ever did that to me, I'll never come to them. I just want them to come back to me again, which is like, how do you want that to work? But this is how I make it work.
Well,
yeah.
I know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna. Like,
No,
there's so
I
few
feel
people
that.
I talk to about my emotions in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, I can tell you if I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm going through something, but like that deep, like anything existential, anything like about me as a person, my being, my state, like, no, it's a very small circle, like tiny. I could put them in the palm of my hand. Like,
As you should. That's important stuff. That should be sacred. It should not be shared with
I'm a
men.
very open person. Like, people will get a lot of information on me. They can learn a lot about me. But like, there is like, I know there's people out there who probably don't think I'm private at all because I'm so open with other stuff. But I do have a lot of stuff that is.
I agree. I feel like me as well. Like sometimes I'll just be like all over the place, tell you everything is. But there's also things that like I hold back and I like secure for certain people. Or even don't tell people at all. Like, some things are just with me.
Some people
and nobody just, like, don't know it. So, yeah.
I feel like that's good. I think I'm also, like, not with the friends that I have now, but, like, once you let somebody know something about you, it might change the way they view you. So, certain times, like, I won't tell people certain things because I don't want to have to deal with me and be like, oh, is this how she is now? But it's like, no, just bear with me.
See, sometimes I won't tell people because the way that I see that they're perceiving me, I want to maintain that. Not necessarily because it's like, oh, is this how she is? It's just like having somebody see me in a different perspective brings something else to the table for me. If that makes sense. Because they're thinking of me in this certain way, I'm getting different advice, information, this, that, the third.
Yeah.
Because of this different, like, presentation they see me as or whatever.
No, I agree.
Even if I do feel comfortable talking to them about certain stuff, it's just like you have such a different view on how I am and who I am, and there's something in that view that is so accurate that I don't even want to chance changing that because you're the only person seeing that part of me, and that's what I need you in my life for.
No, I agree. I feel like there's certain people that I don't tell certain things or I don't go to for certain things because kind of on the flip side of what Lexi's saying, like, they don't see the complete version of me. Like at Park, we had this thing called a 360 evaluation, and people from like my different aspects of life were evaluating me. And there were certain people within Park that were evaluating me, and I literally wrote my feedback. I said, majority of the information that came from Park, I'm disregarding it. I could not care less because y'all don't know me. So I just feel like certain people just don't deserve certain things. It's kind of off topic.
But what do you think of my review?
I can't see names. I have no idea what you wrote.
What's the survey you got us to take?
Yeah. Did you fill out? Oh, I don't know what y'all.
I screenshotted mine. I think Lexi was like, "Oh, was I supposed to screenshot?" I was like, "No, girl. I just screenshotted it just for funsies." And she was like, "Oh."
And I think we talked about because I think there was something in it. I think there was something that we had said that was the same. I was like, oh, yeah, I said this about Jeanine.
Oh, I remember that.
I don't remember that part.
No, I remember that.
What was said, what the question was.
We could probably go back to our
I saw
messages.
something, and I was like, oh, I said something similar about that. I think it might have been about her friends, like how hardcore she is about like dedication. It was about dedication.
Yeah,
We both wrote
I
about
was like,
dedication for
you are a
dedication.
dedicated person.
Yeah, I put a
most
lot-
dedicated person I've ever met in my
I
life.
put that something like that too.
Thank you, sweetie.
You are
Very
good one, Jeanine.
welcome.
Yeah.
You can touch me, so okay.
Oh.
I was like, why is she?
My gosh.
I was like, why is she pulling?
I was like, shut up. And I'm like, you know.
How do you feel about staying content? Do you feel like that's a good thing or a bad thing to be content?
I think it's good to be content where you're at in the moment, you know? So if you're like doing something, it's good to be appreciative of what you have and stuff. But also contentness for like long term. Be content but also want more. I feel like they could be synonymous.
See,
Interesting.
I don't use the word content because, like, if we're being very honest, if you were fully content with what you have, you wouldn't want to achieve more. So I don't think human beings are meant to be content with exactly where they are. I think they're meant to be appreciative. But I feel like if God didn't want you to grow, then God would end your life. Like, come on now. He would be like, okay, 12 dead. You know what I'm saying? But it's like...
Right now.
I think she was saying like age 12. Like,
He's a child.
you're not wrong.
What are you talking about?
She said, ain't no more room for you to grow.
Are they 12? Did 12 get them? What are we talking
I
about?
thought they were the 12th death at one point. Like the 12th death of the day. You'd be like, number 12.
I said
Number
12.
13 coming up next.
That was just the
You
first.
said this a DMV.
Not the D&D. Don't do the North like that.
That was the first thing that popped in my mind. I was thinking 12 because I was thinking of a memory when I was 12. No hate to the 12-year-olds out there. But wherever it is, whatever point you are, stop laughing. Whatever point that you are in life, like if God didn't want you to grow, then He would prevent you by dying. But I feel like I really believe that as long as you're alive, you still have room to grow.
Then I would like
But
to
just be
edit my
appreciative.
response from
Okay.
that.
Oh,
Because I was about to
edit?
say, edit, do it out. Yeah. You know how to get into the mindset. But yeah, I guess I used the word incorrectly. Yeah, don't be content. Be appreciative and
What's
grow.
your definition?
No, I just remembered the word contentment. That's not what it means. So no, I do not mean that definition. Don't be content. I feel like be appreciative.
I think...
Because I feel like content, like you just don't be moving, right? You
Yeah,
be like,
that's what I'm
just be
thinking. I'm thinking of like the actual like hardcore
Mhm.
definition.
I just
feel
thought like content of like, I'm content, but I want more.
Yeah, I know what you
And
mean.
I don't know if
Yeah,
y'all
I think I
would count
interpreted it
this
differently.
as
Mhm.
being content, but I feel like for people, I feel like for the general basis, content, no.
Yeah.
Appreciative, yes. Being present in the moment,
Yes.
Big yes.
Grow.
Content. But for people who have gone through some real bad stuff, real like just horrible stuff, a lot going on in their lives, this, that, the third, I feel like being content for even a decent amount of time is almost productive so that you can have enough time to change your mindset away from whatever situation you were in.
No, I agree. I think sometimes like you legitimately just need to pause.
Yeah, and
For
that's
sure. Take a
productive.
good
But because
minute.
it's productive, I don't know if that counts as
Content.
because
Yeah.
like you're happy where you are, and that's where you need to be. You need to stay exactly where you are because movement is like
Key.
yeah, like
Necessary.
well, not that I'm saying like movement in that period of time
It's just not
could
necessary.
automatically cause like downfall because you're in such
Yeah.
a sensitive space. So because you're in such a sensitive space that is good, you have to stay content in that space for a while for you to be able to not have to fall all the way back down from where you came from. So in that sense, being content is productive, but because it's productive, does that still count as being content?
I don't know, but I don't think so because like no human being is going to be in that one place forever. Like
Yeah.
you're going to eventually have to move.
So it's just a stepping stone.
Yeah, I just see it as a
Yeah.
stepping stone.
And it's just like a little part from the grand scheme as well. Like we always
That's
go back
true.
to like little things in like the grand scheme. That contentness was necessary, but in the grand scheme, you still moving.
Period.
That's it, guys. That's all I have to add.
Wait, can we just answer the last question, even though you don't like it?
Oh, what was the question?
Okay, basically, because I feel like we're all going to have a similar consensus, but maybe not. Maybe I jumped the gun.
Y'all
Do
be
you
killing
feel
me.
like people can ever fully change?
Fully change?
Girl, why did you skip that question?
Okay, never mind. I messed up. Y'all messed up. Oh, this must be the question.
Fully change?
Oh, like, you know how
But I
people
don't
be
know.
like, once a cheater, always a cheater?
I don't believe that. I personally don't believe that. Now,
Let me
that being
rephrase.
said- no,
I'm about to say,
no. That being said, I would not get into a relationship with somebody who in their last relationship or in previous relationships have cheated.
Expand.
If somebody's like,
I feel
yes, I used to be a cheater. Like, let's say I'm like 25, right?
Like, how far back of the cheating does it need to be?
Yeah.
I got you.
And how much growth do you need to see? But go
I
ahead.
think
But go
she said, make sure you hit these bullets.
But now go ahead.
I meet somebody, we're both 25, we're about to get in a relationship. Anytime before I get in a relationship, before I'm serious about anybody in that way, I'm gonna have a conversation about their past relationships. That's a mandatory. I'm telling y'all right now, have those conversations. I know it's awkward, this, that, third. No, it's not. You need to know these things. These are very
Like
important.
I said, get your
might learn
paperwork done.
Exactly. You might find something out that is a deal breaker, and now y'all don't even have to go through the trouble of fighting this, that, the third, drama, whatever, because y'all had a serious conversation about it beforehand.
Yeah. Hard conversations are necessary.
You need to have them. That being pushed aside, I meet somebody, I'm like 25, they whatever, 25, whatever. And I meet them, we having this conversation about past relationships. If they're like, okay, my past relationship, it was good, this, that, the third. My past relationship lasted a year and a half. I was 23, whatever, right? But then they say the relationship before that, they were like 19, it lasted 8 months, and they cheated. I'm probably still going to date them.
18-25, that's growth-ish.
I'm not looking at the time, though. I'm looking at the habits. If they're, because it's the fact that they, in their last relationship, they didn't cheat. They didn't cheat.
I mean, I could see it, but I think for me...
But I normally like to have 2 relationships in between. Like, if you used to be a cheater, depending on how bad it is, I'm honestly probably won't hold it against you as long as there is some evidence that you are not that anymore. I'm willing to try.
Okay. I respect it.
I respect it, too.
Because I don't think once a cheater, always a cheater. I think you have to be cautious, though, and you, like, the only thing that sucks about this, ideally, I would want to tell everybody that, but then if I told everybody don't get with somebody who just cheated, then there would never be a buffer for me to figure out if they're good or not. They might have actually changed.
She said something.
Really? I was like, Lexi, this sounds very about me.
Somebody do the dirty work for me. You know if they still a cheater or not, and then I can come and swoop in if they not. Yeah. My father.
Fada.
Yeah, that's how I feel. So I don't believe like the ones always. So what do you want to say, Jeanine? Because I know you want me to expand on that. What was your thoughts?
Oh, if you cheat, go ahead and clock out for me. I keep it a buck with you. You a cheater. That's fair. You a cheater. I personally, now there's a difference. I personally would not get with a cheater, and just because that's me, that's my preference. Yeah. Now, if you said like I see where you're coming from, and I'm not gonna be like, oh no, like I'm never gonna. I really don't want to.
You just don't want. Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want it.
That's a high preference on
that. Like it's
with somebody who has ever cheated. Understand?
I don't want that. But when it comes to my friends, if he cheated in a previous relationship, I'm not gonna be like, oh, don't be with him. I'm gonna let you do what you do. But if he cheat on you,
don't be surprised.
I'm gonna say
that's what I'm saying.
Like he just cheated on his life, and especially when I'm trying to be nicer about it more. But when my friends start trying to get into relationships with people who try to talk to them while they were in a relationship.
Oh, that's such a red flag. Like, what makes you think that you're different?
Yes,
you're not.
I understand, like, yeah, you may have been different from the last, but somebody new might be different from you. So,
very true.
It's gonna be copy and paste.
Exactly.
Everybody might be different.
Kardashian.
Oh, wait, I was just talking about her today and her whole thing today too.
Y'all gonna have to tell me because I don't know nothing about them.
Chloe, okay, so essentially, well, I don't
the
Kardashians. I don't really know.
Yeah, we on Black. This not good. That part not going on radio.
Yeah, but just know Khloe Kardashian. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, we don't need to explain. You've already seen it.
Explanation.
Just
but you also an engineer.
A cheater?
Yeah. How you feel about the ones
that say no?
Cheater?
Say no. Let's be on the same team. Say no. Go ahead. Come on. She said no.
Cheater.
Let me spell it out.
C-H.
Girl, if you don't tell me yes or no right now.
What's the hesitation? What's the problem?
It's not a problem. I guess the hesitation is, guys, in my head, it's like, why would you cheat? But also, it's just like, would I get with a cheater? Most likely, no. But also, like, I just don't like saying things until I'm in that. Because, you know, like maybe I would get with a cheater, you know? But
No, you won't. But go ahead.
would I intentionally? I don't know. I feel like it's like time, you know? Like, definitely if you cheated, like, when you were younger and then like, we meet later, I feel like as long as it wasn't like a consistency habit thing, it was like a one time. Because I know some people, they do something one time and they like, yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and
so that for me,
if they were consistent and they were in high school and they had serious relationship systems, I don't care.
And also, I feel like it's the degree of cheating.
Yeah, that too. But
like,
then we gotta establish.
To me, it doesn't matter. To my friends, okay. That's what
you're cheating, yes. But it's mostly all the same for me, except for if you had a whole nother relationship.
That's crazy to me. Like, you really had all that time?
That's different. Or, like, it was a whole side piece consistent thing.
Y'all was meeting to...
But anything from inappropriate flirting to sex cheating, that's all on the same board for me. As long as it wasn't a whole relationship or a whole side piece or multiple strings within one relationship.
That's crazy.
That's a whole different category. But the whole inappropriate flirting actions to sex, that's I can get past that as long as that is also in your past. As long as it is also in your past.
I don't know how people cheat. Like, I just don't have the energy for that. Like,
I think I probably wouldn't though, just because I feel like that's just so much. Like, I'll have to handle and stuff like that and be worried about. Like, I just don't want that for me or the relationship or anything. So most likely no. But you know, there might be a time where I meet somebody I really like, you know. Yeah, and then, as long as it wasn't like anything OD, like you were saying, like whole relationship type thing. Yeah. It's like cheating, we can come back to that. We might not do that.
I tell guys, like, who are prospects, I'll let them know.
Not prospects.
Yeah. Prospects. No, I ain't got a list. I'm just saying, like, if they come at me and it's a possible relationship person, I just let them know.
Let's look at her real quick.
Yeah, y'all look at me.
Why are we looking at her?
Why are we looking at me?
Yeah. She got prospects.
That's not what she said. That's not.
She should say, like, if somebody's coming up to her with the potential of a relationship.
I'm saying that Lexi got prospects. She's smiling because she knows.
I don't know anymore, to be honest.
Right now.
I see you, Lexi.
Anyway, no.
I'm just going to be here when she needs for support.
I'm rooting for you and your prospects, okay?
What are we talking about right now?
No. I don't know.
Anyways.
Let me stop before somebody really think that you...
Because Jeanine be out here sometimes
throwing me under the bus, and she is going to convince these people.
Lexi is a single woman living her best life.
Anyways.
Living my best life. And going back and forth with you.
That's enough, sweetie.
So...
Because we radio.
What I was trying to say is, when it comes to prospects, I'll let them know. I'm like, okay, if we get in a relationship, I'd rather you call me on the phone, break up with me, even text me. Like, if you're about to cheat, you're about to kiss some girl, you're about to do...
If that man is about to cheat, who finna be like, I'm about to go kiss that girl. Let me go ahead and text my girlfriend real quick. Come on now.
Text me to break up.
Oh,
I agree.
I'd rather you text me real quick, break up.
Because it's the thought that counts.
On me.
Before you do it, then we're not together. But just know,
and I will have so much more respect for you. If you do that, then cheat and tell me after the fact.
And be like, oh, I know we were in a relationship, but I don't want to hear that sob story. Goodbye.
I will. Here's the thing with that, right? It's like, okay, yeah, I have respect for you, cool. Yeah. But then it's also like, if you really wanted to go through it that bad,
then we shouldn't be in a relationship, and I respect the person with me. That's why I'm also like...
But why did it take to that point? Because if it took to the point where I was like, I'm willing to let this girl go because I saw this person and I want to do this, like, what's been going on for the past couple months?
You know, sometimes people don't realize things until it's in that moment.
You gonna give up something for an in-moment experience?
Hey, that's their business.
That's their business.
That's their business. It just allows me to know.
Possibly, depending on how it breaks down, how long it's been, whatever. Only thing I might hold against them is you wasting my time.
Yeah, I think I would be so
Why
mad
you
about that. Like, really? Come on now.
Yeah. But back to the main question, do you think somebody could fully change?
Honestly, we're gonna have to say that.
No, I want to answer that.
We have to be the first question for the next episode because we done here. We not trying to run their ears this long.
We can make this a little part 2 too.
Girl, I'm gonna just throw it in the next episode.
I'm dead.
We're gonna shove it in. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode.
I hope you enjoy.
We'll see y'all next time.
See ya. Oh yeah. So you gotta make a little beat.
Hey.
OnBlack. OnBlack. Podcast. OnBlack.
Do you hear me? I said OnBlack podcast. Oh, follow us on Instagram. We on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube.
YouTube. Catch us on the slide. You know how visuals are coming up. You should come and see.
See y'all. Bye.